Thanks for having me. Before introducing our fund, I think I should briefly talk about our story, Alphanonce. Back in 2018, we started our journey as a crypto quant prop trading shop. And then while we were doing a trading business back in 2018, we realized the uniqueness of a crypto market. Having said that, the crypto market's primary market and secondary market is almost the same. That means there's not much gap between the primary market and the secondary market. For instance, if you look at traditional financial instrument, let's say equity, it takes at least more than a few years for new startup unicorn to be listed on secondary market exchange. However, it's not the case for crypto. When it comes to for crypto token, it takes less than a few months for that new token to be listed at exchanges. So we realized there might be a massive opportunities for there. So we decided to expand our business scope to primary market. So starting from venture investment, we start to expand our business scope to accelerating on primary market. So for now, we do cover entire life cycle of a crypto token from the accelerating, venture investment, liquidity provision, and trading. We call it a full stack solution. So we are now a crypto native trading and investment fund based in Asia, Korea, and Singapore. And regarding our fund, Web3 Vision Fund, which is our flagship investment fund, we are investing in early stage of Web3 project that could be potentially a killer app and infrastructure across major blockchains such as Ethereum, Polygon, Bitcoin, and others. And we are investing in not only equities, but also crypto tokens. And we are exposed to both primary market and secondary market. But our major investment mandate is crypto and early stage crypto tokens on the primary market. Regional-wise, we think crypto should be international, borderless, global. So we don't want to restrain our fund investment mandate to certain region. But there are two regions we are targeting. One is APAC, the other one is the US. But when it comes to APAC, we think APAC has tremendous opportunities to achieve a mass adoption in terms of crypto adoption, I think. The reason why is that its financial infrastructure is mainly underdeveloped. And we think the crypto could be the solution to solve that problem. And then when it comes to developing countries, its GDP per capita is relatively lower than that of GDP per capita of developed countries, which means we think it incentivizes APAC citizens, mainly Southeast Asia and India, have incentive to embrace crypto-embedded application. Yeah. On the other hand, when it comes to US, it's the country of innovation. So we think a lot of core technology and infrastructures will be invented in US. So we are targeting that US in that sense. I think that's about it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that detailed technical answer. I'm going to try to bring it up a little bit to the 30,000-foot view. Arvin talked about this a little bit, but I'm hoping, your fund also focuses on Web 3.0 projects. So could you, from your perspective, elaborate on what is Web 3.0? Is it the metaverse? Is it AI? Is it VR? What is it?
It's pretty abstract, right? And I personally believe metaverse, AR, VR, crypto is all subcategory of Web 3. Yeah. And then, as Alvin, well covered, we think it's an advanced version of internet. It's the new paradigm of internet by allowing individuals to have digital ownership and great control over their data and contribution. So, in short, users can be the owner of the internet. Yeah. And if Web3 is an automobile, we think crypto is an engine to propel Web3. So that is the definition of us. Yeah.
Okay. So can you explain a little bit about how Web3 differs from the web as we know it today? What can the audience expect out of the Web 3.0 space?
Well, let's say, I think, let me put it in this way. I use Facebook every day. Yeah. And then even if I create content, interact with people, and provide the data, I get nothing, right? And even if I don't like the direction of Facebook, I cannot make the decision. Yeah, I cannot make the impact. But this is not happening yet. But in Web3 world, everyone can have access to the detailed information of such service, and everyone can have impact on that network, how it works via crypto tokens. So let's say let's do this. So let's imagine there's a certain agenda, and then when it comes to Web2 world, it's mainly discussed by management, and corporation shareholders, and it's pretty opaque from people's perspective, right? We cannot make decision, and we don't know what's going on. We don't know how our data, how our privacy is used. But in Web3 world, it's every interaction and every decision making is being recorded on immutable ledger, which is blockchain. So I think it's way more transparent and then advanced. But we admit that we have far ways to go. Yeah, we are not there yet, but I think we will be.
To that end, can you give us some examples of really interesting or exciting Web3 token projects that your fund has come across, which our audience would likely interact with in the future?
Among our investment portfolio, there's a blue chip NFT studio named the Pudge Penguins. And then the CEO of Pudge Penguin Studio used to be a toy industry entrepreneur, and he knew the importance of IP. And then currently there are two main problems in NFT industry. Number one is limited use case of NFT outside of Web3 native online community. And number two is absence of business model other than speculative NFT minting. And I think Pudge Penguin and CEO are trying to solve that problem in that way. So this is what they do. They are partnering with not only Web3 native NFT project, but also Web2 and Web 2.5 brands, such as Kellogg, Amazon, and other toy brands, to sell their cute IP-based goods and toys in the real world. And other than that, they are licensing their IP with other Web 2.5 brands to generate additional revenue stream other than NFT minting. So here's what I imagine. It's not there yet, but it could be possible. So we strongly believe that Pudge Penguin could be the next Disney in Web3 world, let's say in 10 years. And if it's happening, here's one of the scenarios, possible scenarios. Let's say when it comes to Disney, so Disney management and core team decide to make Little Mermaid, make it black character, and then the Disney users and Disney customers were not able to make that impact, were not able to have access on that decision, right? But let's say Pudge Penguins, they would like to make some decision on a certain agenda. Let's make it Black Penguin, Then it's exposed to public users, and everyone can have let's say penguin tokens, can participate in that agenda and vote for what to do. It's a possible scenario, I think.
Radical democracy, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So can you give us also kind of a broad overview of the industries writ large that you're looking at in the Web 3.0 space?
Well, before that, I'd like to highlight why Web3 investment is so compelling. So I think more than anything, it's a growth potential. So there are many high-tech sectors that have much potential to grow, such as AI, renewable energy, aerospace, digital healthcare, whatever. Let's say who doubts ChatGPT AI is the disruptive technology. Every mainstream media, high-profile figure, major investors talk about ChatGPT AI is the future, right? But how about Web3 and crypto? it's still controversial, I think. Yeah.
I think it's misunderstood a lot.
Right. So it's been 15 years since Bitcoin was invented. And it's been 9 years since Ethereum was invented. But still it's controversial. So, and then even high-profile figures and large-size institution, they say it's a scam, it's Ponzi, it's not sustainable. But as a contrarian investor and a big believer of crypto and Web3, we think this is a massive opportunity. Yeah, it's still early, we think. So let me give some number. When it comes to penetration rate of internet and mobile, globally it's more than 50%, 50 to 70%-ish. When it comes to Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's about low single digit for now. And then DeFi, NFT, it's less than 0.2%. So it's just the beginning. So we think investing in a Web3 sector is kind of similar that investing in big tech platforms in early 2000s, like Amazon, Facebook, Google, and even Tesla. So we suggest investors that for those who missed Amazon, Google, Facebook, Tesla, they should pay attention to this Web3 sector because it's too early. Yeah. So when it comes to Web 1 and Web 2, internet and mobile, I think that's been the best performing sector for the last decade, right? To create several 10 Vegas. And we strongly believe that for the next decade, Web3 is could be the best performing sector to create several 10 Vegas. And there would be a lot of investment opportunities. Yeah.
And do you want to talk about any specific industries and why you chose them?
Yeah, so here's the criteria when we focus on industry. So it should be inefficient. Yeah. It should be seamlessly integrated with crypto because we think that crypto is an engine to propel Web3. Yeah. And then it should be related with mass adoption. Users should like it. Make it users fun or make it users convenient. So based on the criteria, we select key industry, key focus sectors such as financial service, game, social communication, content entertainment, and consumer goods. Yeah.
So can you talk about the risks of early stage investments specific to Web 3.0 from your perspective?
Well, I think every investment has risk, right, somehow. And then venture investment is, even more risky. So if you look at last year, Terra, FTX, they all failed, yeah, and the investors got nothing. But that's happening across, high-tech sectors, early-stage startups. So it's not the crypto Web3 native risk, but based on our experience, I think crypto Web3 native, one of the Web3 native risk is that team's commitment. That means most of Web3 builders, founders, they are all early adopter of crypto. So they made investment in Bitcoin and Ethereum when its price were relatively pretty low. So they are already rich, and then they are mostly young. And some of them have purpose. And some of them have vision to drive this Web3, paradigm. But for some of them are spoiled, and then they are not hungry. So even if they receive the money from investors, let's say they bought yachts and they enjoy the life, and I see that's happening, yeah, sometime. So to mitigate such a risk, we are investing in early stage startup, yeah. So that means we are investing in people and the team. So we do rigorous due diligence, yeah, to whether he or she has, the real vision, yeah, regardless of money and financial reward. Yeah.
Founders matter. Okay, moving on to Web 3.0 adoption. What is a realistic timeline from your perspective of Web 3.0 adoption? What should our audience expect in terms of Web 3.0 in their daily lives?
That's a very good question. So for now, we have far ways to go. Yeah, adoption is not happening yet. But in 5 to 10 years, I think those problems should be resolved. That means number one is digital wallet UX UI improvement. For instance, if a user want to use digital wallet, it's complicated. It's pretty complicated. Yeah, you download mobile app, you download the wallet app, you write down the kind of password in the paper, you store it in a private vault. That's pretty painful process, right? But I think for the next 5 to 10 years, it will be resolved. So users don't need to, write down the password in the paper. Users don't need to store it in a private vault, or the hackers steal your money from digital wallet. I think that's being minimized. Yeah. And number two problem is that the fiat to crypto gateway. That means, for now, if you want to use blockchain service, Web3 service, mainly you should deposit your fiat currency to crypto exchanges and purchase crypto, and then transfer the crypto your individual wallet, digital wallet, and that's the starting point of using Web3. But it's pretty complicated, even for me. Yeah, it's even painful to me. But I think more and more fiat to crypto, we call it on-ramp. Yeah. Fiat to crypto gateway will be possible, such as credit card payment, or mobile payment, or banks. So I think it will be resolved in 5 to 10 years. Another issue is that compliance and regulation, I think. I remember that I entered this industry 5 years ago, and then at the time, there was a consensus that, this is currency, so government will not allow this. Yeah. But I think it's behind us right now. Almost every major developed countries, they try to embrace crypto and Web3 rather than banning it. Yeah. So I think this compliance and regulatory risk will be resolved as well. So that's it.
Okay, so last question before we ask you to do a summary. Do you expect in 5 to 10 years then for the user interface of the average person to be like the way they use Google Pay or Apple Pay today, just click a button on your phone and it's that simple? We know the back end will be totally different, but the user experience, how will that be? And what's that adoption cycle, you think?
We don't know how TCP/IP protocol works and how back-end technology about mobile works, but we use it every day seamlessly, right? So let me put it in this way. Let's say 40 years ago, 50 years ago, when my parent generation was communicating, the primary method was post. Yeah, there was no even email. Yeah, but in 1990s there was email invented. People used it, and for now we use it mobile seamlessly every day, right? I think it's happening in 10 years, 5 to 10 years. So let's say in 2030s, we will have mobile wallet, digital wallet in the mobile. Every person will have it, yeah? And then every person will have somehow crypto tokens and stable coin and central bank issued digital currency, and they can choose what to use, what to store. Yeah? So we can frictionlessly do financial activity, I think, with a mobile in 10 years.
Sounds easy, right? All right, so just final summary, if you can just summarize your fund and your investment strategy, and thank you very much.
Thanks for listening to our story, and then we are very confident that Web3 is a disruptive technology, and it could be the best performing sector for the next decade. So if some of you are interested in talking to us, yeah, please don't hesitate. Thank you.